Right, okay guys, so today what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the A500 Mini. Now, you guys all know that I was a big fan of the Commodore 64, but what a lot of you probably don't realise is I was also a big fan of the Amiga. A friend of mine had one growing up, and then later on I got one given to me by my uncle, which was the 500 Plus. And later on, when he moved to the States, he gave me his 1200. Still don't know what happened to them. I'm pretty certain they ended up in a charity shop. Kick myself every time. But anyway, that doesn't matter because we now have the Mini. And I thought what we'd do today is we'll take a look at some of the games I've been playing. Let's roll the clips. Right, let's take a look at our first game. Now you might notice that the first game, Batman, is not on the system. That's because I've used the WHD load. And I don't want to talk too much here because you really need to hear the music here. Now, one of the things that Commodore did so well was they were so good at music, even on the Commodore Amiga. You know, we knew that they were good with the C64, but they didn't drop the ball with the Amiga either. And on this, obviously, at the beginning, you even have speech as well, and, you know, it just added a whole new layer to the next generation of computers. Now, apologies here for my gameplay, because I had not played Batman the movie on the Amiga for quite some time, so I'm a bit rusty on this, as you can see. But listen to that music, just sounds fantastic. And, you know, again, look at the graphics, the sprites, you know, they just look so good. I forgot how good this game looked. Now what you notice when you're looking for a lot of this game footage is a lot of these games that I'm playing are games I had back in the day. They were the first ones I downloaded. I have a huge amount of nostalgia for the Amiga, same as I do the Commodore 64. It's just a really good system. As I said at the start, I had the A500 Plus and I also had the A1200, and I kick myself every day because I don't know what happened to them. I'm not sure if my mum put them in a charity shop. They could even be sitting in the loft. I have no idea. I don't know what happened to them. But I figured rather than try and buy another A500, it made more sense just to buy the Mini. And the reason behind that is because I know a few people that have bought the original computers, and other than the fact that they cost a bomb, especially the 1200, they're not very reliable either. A lot of people I know have had issues and they've spent a lot of money trying to get them repaired. So for me, the best option was to get the Mini. It just seemed a more cost-effective plan. And after the nightmares I've had with the Spectrum, you can kind of see why. That's cost me a lot of money and I still haven't got it repaired. Such a good looking game, this. Trying to get under them drips without getting dripped on. Now I don't think anybody could accuse the Amiga of having too much brown like they did the Commodore 64, can they? Right, next game. Now again, this is another good example of speech, because the game that's loading in now.
Serve the public trust. Protect the innocent. Uphold the law.
Now I remember when I first played this, and that intro reminded me of the arcade cab, because I remember that back in the day when I used to go to Montag in Gravesend. You used to walk in and all you ever heard was the Robocop cab saying that. That's me just getting used to the controls. Obviously the jumping mechanic's a little bit funny on the Amiga. You have to push down then up to jump. Now one thing I will say, the control pad is very good. It's got a nice weight to it, nice clicky buttons. There is one criticism I have got of the pad. I've noticed that playing certain games, and one of them games will come up later on, when you're trying to move diagonally, it doesn't always pick it up, because obviously you've got to push the left and the up button to get the diagonal. Anyone who's got one of these controllers will know what I mean. Occasionally it doesn't register. But it's a minor niggle, let's be honest. Classic Robocop theme. Again, another good looking game. And we're moving into R-Type. Love this game. Ridiculously hard, but I love this game. I had to go quiet there because that music, I mean, that is fantastic, isn't it? This has got to be the best version on a home system, surely. If not, one of the best. I mean, it just sounds and looks superb. It's definitely my best version of this. And it just looks really nice to look at as well. Right, now this is the game I was on about here. This is the first Speedball. And in fact, I'm going to do a full-length video of this. Now for me, Speedball was the Amiga version. A friend of mine had it. This is what I very first played. And played a lot. Very good game. Very underrated game. A lot of people go on about Speedball 2, but I personally like Speedball 1. And here we have Turrican. Now, I do love the Commodore 64 version of this, but you can't deny that the Amiga version looks great too. I mean, look at it, and the sound. And I actually prefer playing the Amiga version than the Mega Drive version and that, because I find it's easier to control, although my gameplay wouldn't reflect that here. Yeah, I didn't have a good run on this, I've got to be honest. A little bit rusty on this game. Spawns me right on a spike, that's always helpful, isn't it? Of course, one of the challenging things about this game is that when you're jumping, you can't always see what's below you. I mean, one thing to remember here, a lot of these games, I haven't played these for, what, nearly 30 years I would have thought. So, you know, although I'm very rusty, I don't think I'm doing too bad considering. Right, now I know this game isn't for everybody. And the reason is that, you know, a lot of people don't like this game. The only reason I've actually played this and downloaded it was because although it's not a great game, I had a lot of nostalgia for this. So I did own this originally back in the day, same as all these games. And as far as I know, Zool 2, I think, only had a release on the Amiga, if I remember right. But it is funny, you do have sort of nostalgia coloured glasses, you know, like, I remember thinking like the first Zool was a good game when I was younger, and then I remember getting it recently and thinking, what was I thinking? This is a bad game. Like, you know, it's nostalgia though, isn't it? That's the thing. This was kind of Amiga's idea to go against Sonic, really, wasn't it, on the Mega Drive? This was their version of Sonic. And yeah, Sonic was better, let's be honest. Ah, now a classic. Alien Breed Special Edition. Now, of course, if you're an Aliens fan, and I wouldn't say I'm as big an Aliens fan as Retrobait, but I do enjoy the Alien franchise. Well, until recent years, anyway. And obviously, this game is a very good example of that franchise, because obviously it's based on the Alien movies. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Loaded as well, which was released on the PlayStation, and you know, of course, it's a very similar type of game in the fact that it's a top-down and you're walking around shooting everything that moves, basically. So I do like these sorts of games. Although I do remember this game being a lot harder than it actually is. But then somebody made me aware the other day that it's probably because this is a special edition and it was a little bit easier than the original Alien Breed. So, don't seem to be as many xenomorphs around. Very good sound though. And let's be honest, the xenomorphs look like xenomorphs. So, yeah, good game. It's one of them that I don't think you can really put this game on and play it for 5 minutes. You know, this is a game you've got to really invest a lot of time in. But a good game nonetheless. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm really enjoying the Amiga 500 Mini. Yeah, a huge flood of nostalgia. Of course, I did want to wait and get the Maxi, but the thing is that I've missed playing these games, you know, and I couldn't wait. I had to get the Mini, like, you know, and not only that, if not enough people buy the Mini, they might not make a Maxi. That's the other thing to consider here. Obviously with the C64, the Mini was so popular that they made the Maxi, so you have to consider that. So, you know, if they do release a Maxi, I will probably pick one up. But I just wanted to play these games again, you know, and it's funny, isn't it? When you're younger, you're just looking at the next thing that comes out, you know, like, you know, you've got, say, a Mega Drive, and then the PlayStation come out, and you wanted the PlayStation, so you got rid of your Mega Drive. And it's not until you're older and you realise that, you know, these were great games, these were great devices, and you start to miss them, you know. And it was the same for me with the Amiga. Same thing I had with the Commodore 64, you know. I just knew I had to get it. And these are the reasons why these games, you know, they just don't make games like this anymore. And I miss these games, so I had to get it. Now, I could have done an unboxing video, but I thought, no, I don't want to do that because lots of other people have done it already. You've all seen an Amiga Mini now. You know, I don't need to do another video on what the Amiga Mini looks like. There's thousands of them on YouTube. So I thought I'd just show you some of the games I've been playing, some of the games I had back in the day, some of the games I enjoyed back in the day. And just, you know, tell you a little bit about why I love these games and why I love this system. I spent a lot of time playing this with my uncle, and obviously he gave me the 500 plus and then the 1200. And at some point I'll be doing a video on Beneath a Still Sky, because that was a game that me and my uncle religiously played every Monday when he came down. Sunk a lot of hours into it, never completed it, but we sunk a lot of time into it. And I always enjoy them memories, you know, like spending time with my uncle and you know, just playing games, you know. I never had that with anyone else that was an adult. It was only ever my uncle. So whenever I look at the 500, I've always got fond memories of my uncle. And in fact, thinking about it, this game, I actually got this game because my uncle was one that gave it to me with the system. So I don't think I ever would have played this otherwise. Yeah, I'm dead. Right, so we're coming to the end of this video, and I hope you've enjoyed this video as much as I have doing it. You know, I do have a huge amount of nostalgia for this this device, and such a good computer, and just great memories, you know. Like I said previous, I had some great memories with my uncle playing this back in the day, and I'm just glad that I've got it back in the collection. So anyway, all there is left to say, guys, is until next time, take care, stay safe. Nerdy Geezer out.